going on?
Yeah. Has anyone seen Alex?
Who?
Alex. Alex's TikTok takeover. Has anyone seen him?
Is this not Anton? No, sorry. TikTok takeover?
TikTok. You know the thing the youngsters do on the TikTok? They do that thing. It's like there's people and they do stuff and they do dances and stuff.
Over the screen.
That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. The TikTok takeover. That's what it is today. The TikTok takeover. TikTok takeover. No, he can't see. He'll fuck that up too. What? He's talking David Moyes. Oh, David Moyes.
Can Moyes defeat the undefeated, Russ?
Can he? Well, you think he can?
Well, I'm not travelling down if I didn't think he could, and I think there's an outside chance. Of course, there's an outside chance, but I'm going to have that optimism. Everyone loves that.
Everyone loves your optimism. You and Martin, they all love Martin and yours optimism. I told Martin, I told him about his video. I said, everyone loved your video. He went, what? Your optimistic video? I went, did they? And I went for the comments and he went, oh, okay.
There is a sub, though. Listen, I would like to make a sub. Hold on a minute. Ref, time out. I need to make a sub. I'm going to make a sub. Let me hold up the number. What's your number, Russ?
I don't know. 69.
60. Yeah, of course it is 69, knowing you. Right, Ref, I'm making a substitution. I'd like to do number 69. I'd like to bring in number 4, and his name is Alex. Alex, how you doing, mate?
Good evening. I'm good, thank you. How you guys doing? Good.
We're all good.
You're looking forward to Thursday? You're looking forward to Thursday?
I am.
Yes. We're good at days.
I'm looking forward. You're going to have all the, not being funny. It's like it might be the last time for a while that we have all the fireworks and we have Tony Perry giving it the, and we
That's
have
not optimistic, Russ.
Well,
how can you start off a show by saying I'm optimistic by saying this is the last time we're going to see the fireworks?
No, he said he could. He said he could, and it could be our last European game in the London Stadium for a long time. It could be. Well, no, hopefully it won't be, but if it is, we need to make the most of it. Yeah, we need to make it fantastic. Yeah, fantastic atmosphere. Egg the players on, so to speak. Give them the best opportunity.
Whichever players are available. Anton, you might as well bring your boots, mate. You might get a game by the looks of it in terms of.
Well, listen,
how you doing that left wing?
I think there's a couple of little cheeky smoke and mirrors situations going on, but who knows? We'll see.
Well, there's an outside chance for Bowen. I don't know what an outside chance is. Is that like 10% chance? I don't know.
What was the game? I talked about this today. There was a game that Jared Bowen was injured and he came back out of the blue. No one expected it, and it was against Everton at home. And I'm just trying to remember.
You've said the game. It was Everton at home. What was that game? I think it was Everton at home.
No, but what one was it? I'm trying to remember what one it was, and he was he came back and he was brilliant. Oh God, I can't remember.
Was it the one was it last year when the loser won Sean Dyche?
No, that was like 2 years ago. It was easily. Okay. It wasn't definitely not last season, but there was a season that Jared Bowen was injured. Nobody expected to come back. No ITK got it right, and then he was included. No one got it in the predicted 11s, and he was included in the starting 11 out of the blue.
Well, they reckon. He's. I mean, X said today that he reckons there was a possible chance that he's going to be fit for Thursday.
See, I think. See, Moyes never gives anything away, does he? He's very rarely.
Only they're definitely not playing.
Yeah,
and he will say he is not playing on Saturday because he's not going to then turn up. So, he said that at Bowen. But when he was saying about Bowen for the Fulham game, he did say he probably won't be here for the weekend, which is so okay. It's not like he's definitely out for the rest of the season or whatever. He's not. He might have been the week. Which to me, reading between the lines, it means that he is there or thereabouts. But maybe Sunday was a bit too early for him. I think if we've got him, there's obviously a better chance with him than without him on Thursday. But wait and see.
Definitely is a better opportunity with him, considering his goals and stuff like that. But Yeah,
well, Leverkusen are still partying. I've just had a text there from one of the players. They're still out. They've not been home. They've got a flight tomorrow morning. They're leaving at 1 o'clock in the morning. They're arriving at Green Street, and they're staying in a little B&B in Green Street.
Yeah.
And they
should we do what they did to us? Because didn't loads of fireworks?
Yeah.
That's the worst thing when you got a hangover, isn't it? As well, fireworks.
Oh yeah,
outside.
Fireworks. So.
Maybe go and serve a bit of lasagna. Maybe a bit of lasagna gate again. Could you imagine? What is it?
What is it? What's the I was in when I was in Berlin. What is it? The curried.
You was a Berlin, did you say? What did you say?
When I was in Berlin.
Berlin. Thank you.
It was the curried.
Currywurst.
Currywurst. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get one.
Should we let Alex just carry on doing the show now?
No, you can continue chatting. Yeah, this is an easy show for me. Easy. Just sit here and listen to you two guys.
When are you down on Thursday? When you coming down? When's the Baker clan making their way down to?
We will arrive nice and early for Thursday afternoon, nice and early. So we'll be in and around the stadium. Pretty early days. Maybe for your match. What is it you do? The match day afternoon thing.
Yes, it'll be match day late lunch. I booked a half day, so I'll be doing it for about. Maybe from around. Maybe I'll make sure I bring my microphones in case you got to turn up.
Well, no, we probably
chained up. Make sure they're chained up.
I'll probably be down by the stadium by about 5. I usually am.
Oh, I'll be well in there, warming everything up, warming all the speakers up, putting everything to 11, putting the fire in the thing.
I'll see you every weekend, Russ. Sorry, mate. I'm not because
you hang about. You hang about, don't you? You hang about.
I did intend to hang about on Sunday. I kind of just kept on walking, and I was there. I thought I'd just stay in. I'm going the same way you're going. So
I'll see Russ. He'll walk into me. Yeah.
So here we go. I arrive in London Euston at 12:15. So we'll be heading straight across the Stratford because Freddie will want to go to the shop. Soak up a little bit of the atmosphere. I'm staying in Hackney, so I'm not that far.
I'll take some things. I found some things for Freddie.
I said that. Take a while.
Some cards. I found some other cards.
I mean, if you are watching, and obviously it's Alex's TikTok takeover, but let us know what are you going to the game? If you're not going to the game, how are you watching it? Alex, you said you're going to be around there about 4 o'clock.
4 or 5 o'clock. It depends. I work only working Canning Town, so I literally just jump on the DRL. I just jump on the DRL and get into Stratford. I usually go to Stratford International or Stratford and then just go down to the stadium. That's what I'll be doing. Go and grab beer, go get the atmosphere. Sometimes I meet up with a couple of people if I can. I've had a couple of people say they want to meet up with me, but meet up with yourself, and that'd be great. Great to meet you, and
Yep.
So
I'll be at the Heineken bar, pre-kickoff. However, Russ and Alex, I don't know if you know this, but it looks like the supporters club has got a new location.
Potentially they do,
and it's going to be very close to where it was before.
Yeah,
which will be very good. A very good location.
Yeah, they're just. I mean, there's no anyone who's part of the supporters club knows where it is. It's going to be opposite where where they used to be in the UEL Student Union bar.
Yeah,
by all accounts. They're just having a discussion. They've got the license according to the latest posts from the boys. So that'll be good. It might be in place for the last game of the season as the trial.
Touchwood.
So that'll be great.
Literally, it's like because I parked outside there once, and you're talking about about 90-second to 2-minute walk to the stadium, if that. So it's joint closest bar apart from the Heineken bar with the Orbit or the Last Drop.
Well, that's not there. Yeah, but that's not there anymore now. You know, that's
what is it?
It's nothing now because it's not even the fan zone there now because that all fell through, didn't it? So they all moved. Yeah, so it was originally there because they had Lisa and that lot doing it, but there's nothing there now at all. I think sometimes they put on. They do have. I think it's being all redone again now. So yeah. So you have to go into the stadium really, or go to one of X's nights. The Colour Factory. Beforehand with Martin Allen and stuff like that. So
I've been thinking about going to one of those. I don't want to go. It's just, I end up going on my own. I've tried to talk my mates into going. They're like, "Nah, we don't get down there."
At the moment, if you're one of the if you're a part of the supporters club, there is a discount as well.
Yeah.
But it's like the big wooden bar. That's all closed now at the top. That big wood thing. That's just nothing. There's no one there
at the entrance to just as you come out of Westfield.
Yeah,
where all the big water shoots up.
Yep, that's closed now. Yeah, that's closed. Yeah.
That looks the business.
Yeah, it ran out of money, so there's nothing there.
No wonder. It's state of the art.
But it's all wood because it has to be wood because it's too heavy. If it's too heavy because it will collapse onto the train track, so it has to be that's why it's made of wood. But yeah, it's totally empty now. There's nothing in there. Someone should take that over. You could make that into a massive supporters club, wouldn't you? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Anywho,
well, if you do know anyone who owns any bars, maybe get them to get in contact with Bayer Leverkusen players and say, look, if you want to come for a sneaky drink, we'll let you in on Wednesday night, right? We'll just let you in for free. You can come and have a party, try and entice them, just to be a little bit naughty, maybe, against Albions.
Well, I tell you, I bumped into on Sunday morning the Leicester women's side. They were walking through Queen Elizabeth Park.
The whole side?
Yeah, the whole side. They were playing Spurs in the FA Cup at Spurs, so they must have got a hotel somewhere in Stratford, and they came through, and I saw them walk through, and I said, "Good luck against Spurs." And I went, "Thank you." They lost, I think.
They lost.
Well done. Good luck against Spurs. Oh dear.
What is it he says in between us? Bus wanker, and then what is it? Bus stop wanker.
Friends, football friends. Let's have a ladies' friends. Oh, yeah.
Leicester women's team friends.
Oh, no, she's I tell friend of the channel, Kate Longer. She's at Charlton now, isn't she? I always see her now. I always bump into her all the time now. It's a joke now. She's stalking me.
I find it hard enough to watch West Ham, Premier League, and I try and watch as much as the youth stuff as I can. I just don't have time to even look at
the women's.
I keep an eye on it. But
when they used to play at the Rush Green, it was great. I mean, they only played down the road from Rush Green now, but when they used to play at Rush Green, it was great. I took Flo a few times, and it was like, because where I watch football every week, up in the gods, and sort of working as well, it's totally different. It's like, it felt like raw. I was like sitting on the touchline, shouting at the referee, shouting at the linesman, and the linesman's like literally like a metre away from me. And my wife's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm just getting all my inner football fan out at this match. But it's like the kids. We've got the under 21s are playing. I think their last home game, the 27th of April at Rush Green, 7 p.m. on a Friday. It's beautiful now because the sun's out. It's lovely.
You're saying that now, Russ, but I spoke to you, was it yesterday? And you walked outside and you were like, "Fucking hell, it's fucking hell, Stones."
It was. But once at 7 o'clock at night, it's still light. It's not dark and dank. It's really nice. I tell you what,
you are, but not in central London.
I'll tell you, in all fairness to Russ, the weather yesterday around this area was mental. 1 minute, beautiful sunshine. The next minute, howl and like gale force winds.
Alex,
and
you know what? Explain to me that weather, mate. Look where I live.
Mental.
I would put this camera outside my window, and you'll be like, "What the fuck are you living in?"
I was like, from the hailstones. I drove Flo back from singing this musical theatre on the A127 yesterday, and I literally had to stop driving, and the car, like 4 or 5 cars in front of me, all stopped because the sun was so bright, as it was coming down and reflecting off the road that no one could see anything. And literally the traffic just stopped and crawled. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, get down to the game. And there is parking, Damien. There is parking available. You can park in the car park if you're lucky enough and get there early. If not, there's plenty of parking out the side on both sides of the road. It's all parking. I think it's £3 for adults, £1 for a kid, £1 for a kid, and free for one. Yeah, not those nights. £1 for a kid. Kids are a quid.
They have those ones,
and season ticket holders go free.
Ah,
and it's brilliant, and it's under 21s, and you get to see Lewis. You won't obviously. The next game, you probably won't see George because he'll still be recovering. Because I think they give him 21 days. Yeah, so he won't be playing. He'll be back for the knockouts tournament at the end for the PL2. But yeah, brilliant night out, and it's like great fun. There's obviously they don't do food. They do have a little tea. They have a little tea shop on the corner. But it's you see some really good players. Really good. We've got some. There's some very good players coming through. Players who I think can make it. Junior Robinson, particularly right back, very good player.
So for anyone, for context, for history, when you watch our channel in particular, me and Russ do have some favourites. Usually every favourite we see never makes it.
Yeah.
But I'm only jesting there because as much as we say that, it's interesting because we've had Tony Carr on quite a lot, and even he's been a bit surprised at some of the players that haven't made it. He particularly did name my main man, Alessi, as saying that he genuinely thought he was ready to rock and roll. And then when he heard about the Sunderland move, he was a bit like, "Oh, really? Wow." But anyway, it is what it is. But there's a long list of young players that look like they have got a chance. So
there's two. My two favourites at the moment are both right backs. You've got Judy Robinson in under 21s and Edris Golembekis, who is 16 but playing in the under 18s. He actually made his debut for the under 21s this week in their 2-0 win at Norwich. And he is, I think the kids call him a baller at right back. And he does, and he doesn't look like it. He's got blonde curly hair. He's skinny, but he is really bloody good. And some of it, and the goalkeepers are actually three. You've got Jacob Knightbridge, the goalkeeper. I reckon he's going to be an England goalkeeper one day. That boy,
yeah,
he's very good. He's got that sort of, like modern keepers now. They play centre half, and he does that. And he can play with both feet. He can, a bit like Edison. He's and Alisson. He can get out the ball out of the way, and very good player. Very good player. Yeah, and obviously Callum Marshall, but he
didn't have a very good time at West Brom, did he?
Very poor, mate. It was very poor. And listen, I've spoken critically about it, about what I thought about that move as soon as it happened. And
it seemed like right one because he had the choice to go Leyton Orient as well, didn't he?
Orient was the one, yeah. I mean, he had 20. It was 20.
He would have got a lot more game time there, I thought. I would have.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you look at. I mean, with 20. I mean, he had 20 clubs apparently after him, and Orient really, really, really wanted him. But he went to West Brom. I think it was a glamour move more than anything else. Yeah. But you look at someone like Kean Forson, the young forward. He's at Dagenham and Redbridge, and he's played 90 minutes every week. You look at Freddie Potts, obviously at Wickham.
He's having a great season at Wickham.
Great season. He's he could well come back and maybe challenge for that sort of midfield third place spot potentially if he doesn't go out on loan again, which I think could be useful. And so it works. Dan Chester's at Salford City. He's doing really well. He was a right winger. He played the Australian tour, I think, for us for the first team right wing. I think got an assist. Potts has moved into a right wing back, and he's flourished, and he's doing really well at Salford. Obviously, class of '92. Beckham's, all them. It's their club, in it. So, when it works, it works. And as I said, it just didn't work with Callum.
No.
And as I said, he's back here. He's playing 21s. We can't play him for the first team because he's technically still in West Brom's books, and so they could call him back if they have a massive injury crisis.
Yeah, but if he's not getting game time, it's probably the right thing to him to come back.
I've just realised what I've said. George Earthy's back for the knockouts. It's a knockout tournament at the top of the Premier too. There was no disrespect there at all. He's just he'll be back. That starts in May, and there is a knockouts tournament. We can jest now because he's okay.
Kudu is another one that I do like the look of. I must admit, he's my new geezer
as well, isn't he? Kudu. He's at Wickham as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he went to Wickham. Yeah, in January.
He went to Wickham as well. Yeah.
In and out. He played. He started the last game actually and played about 70 minutes worth. But he's been in and out the side. But yeah, I think that there's. I mean, the trouble is that the issue now is the under 21s and under 18s are suffering like what the first team is really. A lot of players are going out on loan. We've got a few injuries as well, like Ollie Scars and people like that. They're injured. Yeah. And so it is quite stretched at the moment. So, the under 21s did win 2-0, but their team was full of a lot of the under 18s. And the under 18s ended up playing a load of 16s and got turned over 8-1 against Arsenal at Rush Green.
But this is the thing about youth football, and I know we're here to talk about other stuff anyway. But sorry, but the thing I've learned because I've got someone in youth pro football just now is that at that age group, you can lose 5 goals like that. So results matter only when you're looking for, say, like a cup competition, etc. But what they are really looking for is the real reason, which is development into that first team, which is what they categorically say. So if you do look at a result, like you said there, and we get beat, it's not necessarily awful in the youth terms, because as long as they have the positives, if they give away, if there's 3 players that really stand out, then that's the youth development doing its job. And Mbama is probably a prime example of someone who is having to, at his age, work through every rank of football. He's in the squad, but he's not playing. He then drops into development. This is previously before now, but previously he was dropping into development playing, then going into under 18s playing, then go back up 23s again playing, then back up to the first team squad not playing. And he was dropping. And then what's happened is he was getting consistent at scoring goals, and suddenly he's not playing much anymore. And that's a detriment to him. It's just a case of how these players, like you said, Russ, go out on loan. It was Ben Foster, the conversation he said when he did it on his Foscast. He had a talk, and he said he spoke to some of the young lads when he went to some of the clubs, and the first thing they said to him was, how did you make the career? And he went, go out on loan. Don't sit on a bench. Don't sit on a bench in the Premier League. Go out on loan. So
yeah, no, I agree. But it's it's getting on loan to the right club, isn't it? That's why we do have this sort of loan committee. I have suspicions that the Callum Marshall one was maybe partly was a negotiation tool to get him to sign a new deal, because he wasn't going to go out on loan until he signed a new deal. So it's almost like, okay, we'll sign a new deal, but I'm going to West Brom or something like that. That's what I think. I don't think it happened. I'm just sort of, because I can't see that of passing the committee in terms of that deal, because it was never going to work. West Brom riding high in the Championship. They're going for the for promotion. They're in the playoff squad, and also they've got a hell of a lot of strikers already. So his game time would have been a lot less. And that's the issue with Mbama, because he didn't sign a new deal, didn't go out on loan. Simple.
Yeah,
and he watched on the bench, really, isn't it?
And then when you talk about the Lee Hodges interview again, that resonates with me, because I do take a keen interest. I know you do as well, Russ, in the youth. But when you listen to Lee Hodges talk about the time when he was at West Ham, and he's just messaged saying his computer's frozen.
Okay.
No, I'm assuming he'll be back very shortly, hopefully.
I know, it
is Alex's show. But he said that obviously Frank Lampard was the Lee Hodges was, in theory, the better player at that age group. But what's his name found himself in with a chance of getting into the team. Lampard, he took his chance, and Lee Hodges wasn't going to get back into that team, so he had to go make a career for himself, and that's what he did. He dropped the divisions, and he's got 200 odd caps at appearances for
exactly. And Scunthorpe. But it's the same with a lot of them. Izzy and a lot of players, Adam Newton. They all thought they all had to drop down a division to get something, to have a career in, because once they get a taste for first team football, that's what they want. And so having that ability to drop down a division or two divisions to have make a career. I mean, look at someone like Frank Nubel, obviously didn't really get Chelsea, came to West Ham, sort of was in and around, and he's since had a really good career. Just been promoted, I think, with his side. Was it Yeovil, I think, or whether they've just been promoted. So he gets to experience that as well. It's like Freddie. Freddie got to experience a day at Wembley, playing in the EFL Trophy final against Peterborough, obviously on the losing side, but still. Damien says, I think it's important for kids to find some time to play outside a heavily coached environment, even in an academy, very structured nowadays. It is. And I think the trouble is it's breaking away from playing in your age group. For someone like Ollie Scarles.
My computer's just completely frozen.
Fair enough.
It's completely frozen. It's literally not responding to anything. I've tried turning it off. It's not doing anything.
No, it's the Gremlins. It's the Gremlins. But as I was saying, someone like Ollie Scarles has been down from the age of 10. He's been playing the same age group all the way up to 21s. And so,
Useless.
When I talk about some of the players, I don't think they're physically strong enough because they're playing in the same age group all the way up. So they look fantastic against their peers, but you put them up an age or you put them into the first team, and that's when you see when the really good players stand out. I remember seeing Deck play as an 18-year-old thinking, fuck, he's going to be a good player. Now, not a good player on the ball, but he just had that aura about him of being a really good player. It's that sort of captain's mentality, which, a bit like John Terry reminded me of at the time. And it's very rare to see that. But you watch it now. I'm watching a lot more under 21s and stuff. There's certain players you think he's got it. He's got it. Like Lewis Orford, he's got it. Yeah. He's just got it. As I said, he's the next Michael Carrick. I've said it.
The next Michael Carrick.
Well, he is. You know how Carrick, even when he was a youngster, even if you saw him playing in the the academy or throughout his whole career, he never looked rushed on the ball. He always had time. Even if he didn't have time, he looked like he had time. He everything just slowed down when he had the ball in a good way. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't panicked, and
no.
And that's exactly how Lewis plays.
He was such an underrated player.
He was,
He was such an underrated player. He did really well at Tottenham, but where I think you saw the best of him was at Man United.
Yes.
He played some great stuff, and I think it was Alex Ferguson had nothing but praise for him. And he was just very underappreciated, Michael Carrick. And out of all that bunch, like Lampard and Joe Cole got a lot of the praise, but Carrick just kind of went under the radar, really, didn't they? And
I mean, Carrick's one of those players. Every time he left the club, they were worse for it. So he left West Ham and left a massive hole. He left Spurs and left a hole. He left Man United and left a hole. And he's one of those players you don't know what he really brings until he's not there anymore. But I said we got some great players. As I said, George. I mean, George is a great player. Showed it a little bit on Sunday for his the injury.
He genuinely did as well.
That's what he does. That's literally what he does. He doesn't stop. He's like a bundle of energy. He's always trying to get involved in things. He's always trying to link play up. He's always looking for a ball. He's always looking for a run. He never stands still, and he must be an absolute horror to mark.
And that's what's funny, because that's what we lack.
Yeah.
No,
that's why. That's why 3 minutes he stood out.
Well, that's what we lacked in that game altogether, wasn't it? It's like anyone kind of like making those runs. I think the best way that you see is when you watch us have a throw in, they'll get the ball and they've got the ball in the throw in, and then you're just waiting for someone to make a move. No one's moving. No one's trying to make space. No one's trying to create anything. They're just, when they're playing the way that they were on Sunday, there's just no movement. And seeing George come on and, like, in the first few minutes, run here, run there, a couple of touches here, a couple of touches there, you're like, yeah, that's the energy you want to see. You want to see that from all the players. And I think that's what the youth do add, because when Mubama has come on, he does run about. I remember when Marshall came on against Bristol Rovers in that. Like, he was running around, and he's a lot stronger than he looks. He can hold his own. He can Marshall, even though that he's not the biggest lad in the world. He has got a little bit of strength too. So, I think that's what they add, where they might lack that technical ability at that age. They make up in energy and enthusiasm.
Yeah, youth exuberance.
And I think one of the things is, like, if it gets to a point, in the next few games and the results don't pick up, and it kind of looks like our season's just going to dwindle away, I would just just give some of these guys a chance. Give them some experience, because if it's the difference between finishing like 9th and 10th or something like that, there's no real financial problems there or something. Try and give these players, and they could be some of the options for the homegrown players that we are going to need next season.
It's a huge rebuild, isn't it? I mean, like, it could be up to 12 players potentially.
Creswell, you got Johnson, you got like Mubama. Looks like, because doesn't his contract end? So,
he's going.
He'll be off. I say Creswell, you're probably going to see the end of the grid. Obviously, Ben Rama has already left. Ben Rama will leave. He's on loan at the moment. Kira will probably leave as well.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. And Danny Ings, maybe. I can see Danny Ings still being there next season. I can see Antonio still being there next season. But I'll tell you what, one thing we need to figure out is this striker problem that we got.
It's a strange thing. Obviously, we've been linked with, as I said yesterday, there was the Mohamed Amora from Union Sanghalese, another player. The next player we've been linked with. We seem to be linking now with a lot of players outside the top 5 clubs. So in terms of the league, so the Greek league we seem to be looking at as well. As I said, the Belgium league, I know we're looking at that as well. We've been linked with, as I said, Debas from Anderlecht, the centre half, and and obviously we're also looking at our bloody Austrian Klagenfurt, our feeder club. There's a couple of people there, that young 19-year-old.
Say that name again, Russ.
At Austrian Klagenfurt.
Steinman's been in Brazil again, hasn't he?
He's in Brazil. But according to my video, is it just for players?
According to sources close to the club.
According to sources, is it just for players?
According to ITK.
ITK, no, not at all. Is it just for players?
Is there managers out in Brazil that could do it?
Alex, have you not been looking at the channel?
Oh my God! Fucking hell, Alex!
You've not watched Russ's show. Austria
expose.
Look, you post like 4 or 5 videos a day. There's only so much time I've got in a day.
Fair play. Fair play.
I catch up on them eventually.
No, you don't. Because I don't.
You don't like Alex. He's too busy in his TikToks.
You wake up in the morning and there's been like 3 videos uploaded. But we are the West Ham. What's the word? I was going to West Ham News Now of the YouTubes.
West Ham News Now, yeah.
We should rebrand the name.
Rebrand it West Ham News. West Ham News Now.
Yeah.
No.
I think there are players out there we're looking at, but there could be managers we're looking at there as well. There's some good managers there. Not all Brazilian managers as well. There are foreign-based managers out there. There is Abel Ferreira, who is the Palmeiras manager, former Braga, Palca manager, head coach.
I mean, they're risks, aren't they?
But he's got the same way that we linked with like Ruben Amorim for Sporting Lisbon. And Paulo Fonseca and people like this. He's one of them. He is. He's as I said, he's played his whole career. He's managed his whole career in Europe, apart from the last 3 years. He's been at Palmeiras, where he's won a couple of titles, couple of Copa. He got to the semi-final. They got to the final, runner-up at the Club World Cup for Palmeiras. So
the thing is, though, I think. Genuinely, I know this isn't a Moyes show, but it's I think any person that you get in is going to be a risk. anyone, even if they come with a pedigree, anything, because we don't have a history. We don't have a history of recruiting well, except and when we do recruit someone and who has done well, it was because we had to put pie in our face and apologize to him and say, "Can you come back, please? Because we made a mistake the first time round." So that's what's happened with David Moyes when we brought him back. But Pellegrini didn't work out.
Or the most consistent managers we have tend to be managers that divide the fan base very, very much, like David Moyes, like Sam Allardyce. Managers who don't play the most attractive. They're the ones that kind of stuck the longest, haven't they? Since Harry Redknapp. It was Harry Redknapp, and then it's just been chip and change since then, hasn't it? Apart from Sam Allardyce and David Moyes.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it's whoever's the next head coach, and I always use the word head coach because it is going to be a head coach, not a manager. It could be, and it could be Mr. Moyes. It could be, but whoever it is going to have. Look at you, little. Whoever it is going to be. You haven't got Alex ain't got one. Whoever it is going to not be the perfect answer for everyone. It's going to be not the everyone's going to cut. Every manager that comes in is going to have pros and cons. What for our new friends? Our new friends at Alloy Collectors. These are brilliant. These are. Anyway, yeah. Our new friends at Alloy Collectors. They're very good. They're very cool. You could you could get some of them out and you could put them on your shelf. And this is not an infomercial, but the idea is they come in a little. Look, they come in this thing. Father's Day round the corner. Look, they come in this little. You could. How cool would that be on your office? You can take it out of the plastic. It's got the little thing. Look, it's in a little. What's it called? Dressing room, and you can put the names on. So you could put your favourite player. I know you, Al. You could put your favourite player on. You could put Maxwell Cornet. There you go. You can put the Cornet on the top. Maxwell Cornet goes on top of there, and then you can put the name on your back as well. Where is it? There you go. So you got the little imprints there. You can put Cornet on the back. How good is that? Oh, it's full.
Love it.
and link in the description below. Oh, look at that! Let's check you out. Our lovely channel partners, our new channel partners, and you can buy them on their own.
This has not been an Alex takeover. This has been we've destroyed your show.
QVC. This has been QVC. I like them.
And up next.
So I might leave you, Alex.
No, that's right. I'm like, what is the time? It's like 9:45, isn't it? I don't have
holy shit, we've been on for 40 minutes. So the show done. Well, you haven't even spoken about can Moyes defeat the undefeated.
No, this is true.
So I might let you close off.
Yeah, I have to see if I can get the comments back up.
Oh shit, are you not? Oh, you're on the link.
Yeah, I'm on the link at the moment. Because my computer, I've got my computer up and running again. One sec. Can you get the chat up?
While he's doing that, I'll jump into the comments while he's doing that. So the question we asked in the title was, or Alex asked was, can Moyes defeat the undefeated? And Upton Park wrote, no.
That's it. And thank you, and good night.
Thanks. And then Alex wrote, no. Next video, please. Spider-Man
Not
wrote,
me.
are you on drugs? Game over. No. Hope and Bob Pope. Mark Pendleton, no, he can't see you Sunday. Please, fuck up too.
Oh dear. Right, where's on me?
Moyes will go and attack after 85 minutes. There we go.
Damien's in the house. Good to see you.
Is anyone being positive in the comments?
Let's have a look here. Bremer's in the house. Evening, you. There's a question for you though, Russ. Is there parking for those on 21 games?
I'm over here.
I said yeah. That one, yeah.
I'm there.
Oh God, double Alex.
We can't hear him. No, we can't hear you.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
I like that. Oh, hold on a minute. Remove that one. Go on.
Mute me on the other one.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Close down the other one.
I quite like that though. Let's mute that, and we could have had it a minute. Oh, I've just muted him.
Am I back in?
Yeah, you're back in. Right, let's let Alex carry on his show. 40 minutes in.
Must answer that question for him, though.
Yes, there is. I've told him twice. We've already had to answer that question.
There is
25 minutes ago. There is parking.
But,
you can park in the Rush Green area or the outside.
Before we do go, Fremer, mate, that fish is 4 years old. I've never known a fish to just be like there all the time, no matter what. It's there all the time. I need to be very careful what I say. We look after it, we feed it, we clean it, but it's just still there, and it's just it never leaves. Anyway, much love.
We'll leave you two out for the next 20 minutes or whatever you do.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
Tired.
I had ideas in my head. See you later, guys. Oh God, I've gone again. What is going on today?
Are you frozen?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you. I can hear you.
Where's my camera's gone off? Oh, for God's sake! I'm having a
I love it.
I'm having a nightmare today.
Oh, as long as we get the gremlins out. Apparently, it's the Moyes out brigade. That's what's packed your computer. Apparently, because you show positivity. Oh dear. Paps Tipster says we're going to get cooked by Leverkusen. Don't trust Moyes in this anymore. Evening GP, Eva Maltese. Nice to see you. Hope so. Are we getting worried about the club's finances? Finance is an interesting question. Someone asked us, I think it was Damien asked, how much do you reckon we're going to be spending? And to us, I have no idea how much money we've got available this year. No idea at all in terms of the summer. I'd imagine a fair war chest, knowing full well in terms of what's coming down the tracks, but we don't know. What we got here? I'm excited when it's confirmed he's leaving until I don't care too much about anything else. Fair enough, Brelshaw. That is your prerogative, my friend. What we got here? Rush, if you open the box, the collectible value is now worth it. These are for your desk. Alex is gone. These are for your desk. You could get. I think these are great. I think these are brilliant. Father's Day, Secret Santa at work. I think they're brilliant, and they're going to be doing loads of others, like all the what's it called, like different retro shirts and stuff. I think it's brilliant. What? Back. I'm going to go. I'm going to leave you to it. I think it's because I'm here. That's what it is.
Yeah. Mental. Evening, guys. How you doing? They kind of took over. It's not fair. And I've had an absolute nightmare with the with my equipment today. It keeps on freezing and stuff like that. So I don't know how long this show is going to go on for, but we'll keep on going on. How are you all doing? Terrible result of the weekend, weren't it? Terrible. I hope for a much better result of the week on Thursday. Well, much better performance. That's what I want to see. I want to see a much better performance on Thursday. The result is what the result will be. Whatever it will be, I don't care. I want to see the players give a crap, because they didn't at the weekend. They didn't give a crap at the weekend, so I want to see them give a crap on Thursday. And as I said in that live, it could be our last European game. It could be our last European game at the London Stadium for a while. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it isn't. But if it is, we should make it one to remember. We definitely should. Fans, it's going to be a sellout. Just get behind the team. And on the night, anything could happen. Anything could happen. What was that, JP? Swap Russ and Anton for Charlie from Hammond's Chat. He's younger and has more hair combined. Oh, that's mean. Don't be so mean, JP. Don't be so mean. But look, Thursday night, there was some comments mentioned where I said, can Moyes beat the unbeaten? There's like no hope and not a chance. Is anyone positive? Has anyone got any any positivity about the game on Thursday, because the way I look at it, anything could happen. We get an early goal, suddenly the pressure's on. The crowd gets behind us, and momentum could take us somewhere. It could. Maybe they haven't been sent off, or maybe they have. I don't know. They just have an off day. Teams have off days. Bayer Leverkusen could have an off day. It could be. They could have had a few too many. Players have, picked up something and they don't feel 100%. They could not give in their best performance. Maybe Alonso decides, do you know what? I'm going to rest a few players, play a different team, and we take advantage of that. And instead of just, scoring 1 or 2 goals, we're going to score 4 or 5. I don't know. There's, anything could happen on the night. Anything could happen. But you're not wrong, Maltese Hammer. Like, we do need a miracle, but miracles do happen. They happen all the time, don't they? Well, not all the time, but miracles do happen. I wouldn't say it's a miracle. I think we just need a solid performance. If the players look like they give a crap, fight a little bit, we could do something. We could. I think we will win if they're still in celebration mode. That is a possibility. See, that's what I want to see. I want to see us win. I want West Ham to be the only team to beat Bayer Leverkusen this season. Just so everyone will talk about Bayer Leverkusen. They won this. They say, yeah, but they didn't beat West Ham at the London Stadium, did they? No. That's what I want. Will that happen? I don't know. But I think I did a video on this earlier where I'm told if they do beat us, I actually do hope that they go win everything, because it is a great achievement. But obviously, I hope they don't. Fairfield 3-0 West Ham win, late winner from Sofal. That's what we want. I want to see Sofal get his first goal. I really do. It'll be nice. Yeah, Sofal, hat-trick incoming. God, that'd be mental. We just need to score 3 more than them. Easy. Last European game, we scored 5. Not a problem. What are we worrying about? Look, all we need to stay in the game to take it into extra time is a goal each half. That's all we need. We've got to stop then conceding, which is something that we're not particularly good at. But we could do that. We could stop conceding. Look, when you're going into the last 10 minutes of the game against Bayer Leverkusen, you want at least a 2 or 3 goal cushion by that point, don't you? So I would say by the last 10 minutes, we need to be like 4-0 up. No, we don't. We can hold it out. You just don't know what's going to happen on a night. Anything could happen, and maybe an upset could occur. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I've enjoyed this European journey. I'm going to miss it if it goes, because it's kind of addictive, isn't it? European football. Never thought I'd experience it as a West Ham United fan. So, the fact that we've had it for the last 3 seasons has been a joy. It has been a joy. It's been a real positive, because I never thought I would see it as a West Ham United fan. So, yeah, if it ends, it ends. I'm going to be disappointed. And all I really hope for is that the guys on that pitch give everything. From that first whistle to the last, they just give everything on the pitch. They fight for every ball. They run. They try, and they give the crowd something to get behind, because the atmosphere will naturally be very good there, I think, at the beginning of the game, because everyone's going to be up for it to try and urge the team on. And just imagine you get that early goal. We get going like the first 15 minutes. That atmosphere would go mental, wouldn't it? And then suddenly you could start to think, maybe we could do it. Maybe. Of course, it could go the other way, and they could get the early goal, and it'd be very. It could, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. Players make mistakes, part and parcel. They do. Will Mavro even be playing after he went off on Sunday? I'm not sure. I think he probably will be. I think it's going to be Mavro and Zuma at the back. I think it was probably more precautionary, him coming off. He's just saying, I feel something, I'm just going to come off. So, I don't know. We haven't really had any updates on any players. Moyes is keeping it all very close to his chest. So, we'll have to wait and see on Mavro. Paquetá seems like he doesn't care anymore. They're synced up with Pac because he was very reactionary in the Bayer Leverkusen game, a bit snappy. And again, he was very snappy in the Fulham game as well. So, I don't know, something's bugging him. And I wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Don't know. It just strikes me so strange because he hasn't been himself recently. So I do wonder if there's something going on with Pac because he does look a little bit more frustrated than usual. I think the focus needs to change recruitment-wise if we're not in Europe. Quality, not quantity. Yeah, we definitely need quality, but at the same time, we do need quantity. We do because we do lack strength in depth, and if we just, it'll be nice to have a little bit of quality that we can mix around. Obviously, it's easier when you're in Europe because you've got those extra games that those extra players can play in. So it would be great if we can be in Europe for that. But also, if you've got that strength in depth, it gives you that best opportunity to try and get into those European places for the season after, doesn't it? It gives you a little bit of hope that you can do that as well. So, there's a couple of reasons to have a little bit of quantity as well as quality. Let's hope the ref is a hammer for a change. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I don't know how likely that's going to be. I feel like it's the lack of movement and the lack of determination. Well, there was definitely a lack of movement and a lack of determination in that game against Fulham. I thought it's just annoying though because it's not the first time we've seen that this season, is it? It's weird because that happened in the last game against Fulham. It happened in the last game against Fulham. We've seen it in a few other games. I think Everton at home. It tends to happen in the game after we've played away in Europe. It does. Not always. It has happened in other games as well, but it does kind of tend to happen in those games a little bit. So I don't know. Maybe there's something behind that. Maybe. Pac is sad because losing sucks. It does suck. But we lost a lot more games last season than we were doing this season, and it wasn't like this last season. Mark, what's your starting 11 for Thursday? I'm still deciding it. I don't know. If Bowen's available, he's definitely got to be in there. I am going to do a match review video, which I'm going to be finalising after this. I've done some of it. I need to do some more of it. And I'll be doing that once I finish this. But I think basically what you're looking at is a straight back four. Probably be Creswell because Emerson is suspended. Zuma, Mavropanos. I would personally put Johnson in there over Sofel. Or no, I would put Sofel at the right back because then you've got Alvarez, and then I would have you got Souček, Ward-Prowse because they can be hurt at set pieces, and if we haven't got Bowen, James Ward-Prowse is we have got Creswell actually as well. He can put in a good set piece. But yeah, no, you did go have James Ward-Prowse in there, I guess. There'll be Antonio Kudus. If Bowen's available, then Bowen's up there. If it's not, then it's Cornet, Ings, or Johnson, really, isn't it? I mean, they're the only options. This is the problem. This is the problem. We got rid of Fornells. We got rid of Ben Rama. We didn't bring in any bloody replacements in January. Who's to blame for that? I personally blame the board. I can't believe that Moyes would have signed off on those players leaving without having players ready to come in. It doesn't do him any favours at all. At all. So, I feel like that was a bold decision, not a Moyes decision. But still, it's left us in this position now, hasn't it? So, I don't know. Hopefully, Moyes is playing it very close to his chest, saying there's an outside chance that Bowen could be available. And he actually will be available. That's what I'm hoping. He will be available. And he will play a part. That's what I'm hoping. Paquetá does my head in so many mistakes at the moment. Yeah, he has been annoying me at the moment, has made a load of mistakes. He was giving the ball away so much. So much. It was some of the balls he was playing, you say, well, I can see what you're trying to do, but that was just never going to work. it would have had to been like an insanely good ball, and it wasn't anywhere close to that. So that was a lot of the things that he was doing. He was just giving it away, making silly decisions. That was a problem. That was a problem for a lot of players on that pitch. So not just Paquetá. There was a lot of players that were just making really stupid decisions, making passes that they shouldn't make. Like Maverick Panos, what was he doing for that first goal? Just either leave it for the keeper, communicate with Fabianski a little bit so he can come out and collect it, or just get it out of there. Don't just tap it right into the path of a Fulham player. Have a little bit more awareness. And there was just so many instances of that during the game that really frustrated me. So it's not just Paquetá that made mistakes. There was mistakes being made all over the pitch by a lot of different players. And yet again, yes, Moyes to blame for the setup, but I don't think many people argued with the lineup. I thought it was a decent lineup. Players have got to take responsibility for the way they're playing now. They really do. They really do. You can only play 11 players. Yes, I can only play 11 players. Mandy, next season we need a huge rebuild, so maybe it's best we are not in Europe, because last time we had a lot of players come in, we had to fight for survival. I mean, that was just last season, wasn't it? It was last season when we had a big change. I mean, look, there could be massive changes. We could have a new manager, we could have loads of new players come in, there's going to be a huge rebuild. So it's a very unknown next season, even now, because we don't know who we're going to get in. Even more so now. Then it's a very, very much like a big unknown, But yeah, maybe it is best we're not in Europe. Less pressure, but still would like to be there. Be easier to sign players though. Would be easier to sign players if we were in Europe. Or better quality players. Why is it that whenever our players have a game off, it's all the players and not just one or two? That is a good point, Helen, actually. I mean, sometimes you do have some games where one or two players have a poor performance, but you're right, it is like the majority of the players. I think the only players that I would really say looked like they really gave a crap were Antonio, Sofal a little bit, Kudus a touch, and little George Earthy when he came on. But that short cameo he had. But yeah, apart from that, it didn't really look like it. I guess Alvarez, but yeah, he was a frustrated figure. You can see him getting really annoyed during the game as well. Damien, and players should be able to play a game a week. I don't want to see the squad diluted with average players. No, but I think you've got occasionally. Well, you can't just have outstanding players throughout your squad. There's always going to be some players that are not brilliant, like technically, and it depends what you say by average. What do you mean by average? What players would you call average at West Ham at the moment? Actually, I don't know if I want to know that. 11-5 West Ham by 19 draw 12-5. Do you know what? For someone who used to have a lot of gambling, I still don't understand odds. Still don't understand odds. Not when they're like that. Just don't. Great price buyers, no burn. Possibly. He'll never play Cornet. Justice for Cornet. No, he won't play Cornet. PSG and Dortmund through. Oh, PSG beat Barcelona, did they? Because last time I looked, Barcelona were winning. Oh, wow. And Dortmund through because they were behind. They were not the two teams I expected to go through. No, I expected Atletico to go through and Barcelona. I would have been surprised by that. Did he go through to? Did he go through to extra time then? Must have gone through to extra time, mustn't it? That's mad. Or did it not? No, it might not actually. The Kings got 8, didn't they? That is a good win. That is a good win for Dortmund. Very good win for Dortmund. It's the big one tomorrow, though, isn't it? The Man City, Real Madrid, and the Arsenal Bayern Munich games. I'm looking forward to watching those. Last week, I ended up doing a watch along on here and both on my phone, so it should be good. JP, more likely a mixture of ball players wanting to leave and Moyes thinking Phillips should have worked out. Phillips isn't an anomaly. I think everyone underestimated that how off the pace he was unfortunately, you can't really tell how off the pace a player is until you stick them in a Premier League game. Because in training, they're going to look fine, aren't they? But when you go stick them in a game, that's when you start to realise how off the pace they really are. So, yeah. It's annoying for Phillips. Probably had to let Fornells and Benny go, pay for Phillips' loan and wages. I don't know how much we paid for his loan, but we're paying a fortune on his wages. So that could be a point. That could be a point, Helen. Definitely. I saw Moyes fans out blaming Moyes for neither. Moyes fans out blaming Moyes for neither. Oh, don't. Some of the things I've seen people who really want Moyes out blaming Moyes for is some of it is actually quite vile. Some of the things I've seen over the weekend, like, really it was just really terrible. I'm not going to name any names, but yeah, there were some really horrible things being said and some really horrible accusations about Moyes as well by people who just clearly didn't like Moyes. At the end of the day, Moyes is a frustrating figure. He's actually getting to the point now where I think it's best that he just moves on. That'd be the best thing for the club in whole, because then they won't have this debate. Unfortunately, this debate will always go on. Always. Because after he leaves, and whenever we get a new manager in, if the manager does really well, people who are Moyes out will be saying, why didn't we do this before? We should have done this sooner. But if the manager's terrible, the people who want Moyes in will be saying, why did we get rid of Moyes? And then you got us, who are just kind of like sitting here neutral, where I see the negative of Moyes, I see the positive of Moyes, I see the points of both views, but I kind of like dance in between it a little bit. Some games I'm like, I can't stand a man. And then others I'm like, do you know what? Just remember everything he's done. I kind of sit in the middle. I'm not Moyes in, I'm not Moyes out. I'm more of just... I just want to see the season through. And if he ends up moving on, he ends up moving on. At the end, I support West Ham United. I think Moyes has done a fantastic job. I think he gets overly hated sometimes. But I completely understand why some fans want him out. Completely understand. Brexit. Oh yeah, Brexit. 100% Moyes' fault. Well, he's Scottish actually. They didn't want to leave, did they? They didn't want to leave, the Scots. Average, so foul. Don't diss so foul, Damien. Guy's a magician. Well, maybe not a magician. He's got wicked cross on him though. No games to extra time. They're all finished in full time. I've completely lost track of time tonight. It's all Russ's and Anthony's fault because like we were talking and then we ended up going live and then it just kind of went on. PSG beat Barcelona 4-2. God, that must have been some game. Kind of good. I missed that. Barcelona had a % off. Sean, if anyone is Moyes in, then you have not got the club's best interests at heart. Here's the reason we have a small agent squad and why they're in this way. See, this is the kind of comment that really annoys me, where people come out and say, look, you're not a real West Ham fan if you're Moyes in or you're Moyes out. Everyone loves West Ham. Everyone loves West Ham. See, because I could come out and say the people that are not that don't want to renew their season tickets, if David Moyes is still manager, you can come out and say, what, you're going to stop supporting West Ham then? You could come out with that argument. Like, no, every West Ham fan has the club's best interest at heart. We all love the club. We just have different opinions. Everyone has different opinions. Everyone feels slightly differently. Some people look at the fact that the football is terrible and just like, no, we don't want him. Some people look at the fact and say, yeah, the football isn't great, but he's got his results. People just feel differently. It doesn't mean that they love the club any less than anyone else. It just doesn't. People just feel differently about things. So no, that's a really poor opinion in my part. Really poor opinion. A lot of us in the middle. Oh, yeah. granted, football. This is about West Ham and damage limitation now, as it will, but never playing again. I don't know which particular point you're talking about there. Are you carrying on? Point where is not good enough. No, it's not good. No, it's not been good enough. It's not been good enough. The form in 2024. I totally agree. Hasn't been good enough. It hasn't, and you've got to point it at Moyes. You do also have to point it at the players sometimes, because the Moyes when you see games like that at the weekend, you're like, Moyes didn't tell the players to not give a shit. Moyes didn't tell Mavropanos to make a silly mistake. Moyes didn't tell Johnson not to follow his runner back and things like that. You know, that is a byproduct of something that Moyes is doing, maybe, but it's, you know, the performance on the pitch is not necessarily all down to Moyes. You've got to put some onus on the players, I always say. But no, the performances in 2024 have just not been good enough. They just haven't. I totally agree there. Not going to argue. Mandy, we need a decent 11 and players who can come off the bench and make a difference. So around 17. Well, we got a 25-man squad. Might as well use it. And you say that like around 17. So that's 11 players and 6 subs. One of those, which will probably be a goalkeeper. So that's 5 players. So yeah, that's ideal. But that's expecting all those players to be fit the whole season, which is not realistic. You're also expecting none of them to get suspended. So yeah, what you want is you want competition for places. You want the players fighting for places as well. So I would probably go a little bit higher there. I think you need 20 players, ideally, including 2 goalkeepers, to fight for those first team spots. And then you've got 5 other spots, which I think ideally, I mean, because the youth players are not necessarily included, those other 5 other players can be backups to the backups. Like players like, you would say like a Bonga, for example. He would be in that backup where he's there, he's behind the scenes, he's helping the players out, and he's a voice in the changing room and things like that. But he's not expected to play a lot of football. That's how I would see it. So I don't renew. There's 50k where you can stop the virtue signaling. Who's virtue signaling? That's 50k people. You're not paying 50k. I don't think anyone will pay 50k for a thing. I didn't say you're not a true or real fan. I could accept shit football and we got results. And no, my argument is where people come out and say people that they don't have the best interest of the club in heart. It's just that's just where some people, like, there was an interaction going on Twitter earlier where it was saying like some people, someone said, I think people who were Moyes in care more about being Moyes in than they do care about West Ham. And then you had someone who was Moyes in saying, well, I swear these Moyes out people care more about Moyes leaving the club than they do about West Ham. You're like, that's not the dialogue you need. You don't need those conversations. That's just way out of. Why would people come out and say things like that? Just everyone just has a different opinion on things. I think these trips to Brazil have got me a bit worried starting these getting a bit too football manager. You mean that young talent from Brazil? Look, he knows what he's doing. Like, let's give this man some trust. Let's give him a summer. Let's see how he does. Didn't work out in January, but I think the focus was always on the summer. Don't agree with it, but I think the focus has always been on this summer. So let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. Maybe he can find a gem or 2. That's what we're after. I think that's why we brought him in, so we can find these gems that don't cost 40-50 million. I'll take a couple of wonder kids in the squad, but we need proven players to be in top 5 leagues. Yeah, we do need some players. You can't make mistakes. That's following the other one, isn't it? And we're not mistakes. We can't manage. taking the takers off for defenders C4 and the reason we don't have anything off the bench whatsoever. I don't think it's, as I say, I don't think it's fully Moyes' fault we don't have anyone on the bench. I think he's played a part, but I do think it's more down to the owners not getting those deals done. Because honestly, I just cannot see any logical reason why Moyes would go, yeah, let's let 2-3 players go and not bring in anyone in when we're already short. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, for a manager point of view. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was the one trying to stop those deals from happening, because it's like, I haven't got any other players. Well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And I think if everyone's blaming Moyes completely for the January transfer window, the board love that because they're getting away with it. The board has to take some responsibility. I think the board has definitely been the main problem there. I'm not saying that Moyes is blameless, but it's definitely more down to the board. Brady doesn't want support, she wants customers. Well, she is a businesswoman at the end of the day, isn't she? She was brought in to manage the business. She was brought in to balance the books and make sure that we've got the money for it. And every football club needs that. Every football club needs that. They do. They need a person like that. They don't need everyone to be like that, and that's where it gets a little bit annoying when it comes to David Gold. Sullivan, not Gold. Not Gold. Sullivan. Where he gets to David Sullivan, because I think he's a little bit too business minded as well. He says he's a fan and grew up, and I think he is, but I don't know. I think Brady runs it more than he does these days. You don't need 20 players, you're not in Europe. Go speak to Chelsea. Go speak to Chelsea. They're not in Europe this season. They've used all their players. Like, they've literally... Chelsea at the moment have got a start... The players that they got injured could put together a starting 11. Honestly, the players that they got injured, you could put into a starting 11 and they would do very well in the league. They've got a hell of a lot of players out at the moment. That happened to someone like West Ham. Yeah, you're going to want 20, 25 players in your squad. You are. Look at Newcastle. Look at Brighton. Sheffield United, they had problems. Tottenham, a load of injuries added in the season. Like, yeah, all these things happen. How much will that cost? What, to rebuild the squads completely? Well, it ain't going to be cheap, is it? But that's why you brought in Steiden to find those cracking deals. But some of those will be made up from players from the youth. I think players from the youth that will come up, players like George Earthy, Orford, maybe Freddie Potts, I think we'll see a lot more youth in the squad next season. But definitely do. Sean, everyone has opinions. Granted, my opinion is the club needs a reform. That includes Moyes, that includes the board, and bringing the identity back to West Ham United. I can't disagree with the board. I would like to see a change to the board. I've always had a problem with the board. I've always kind of sat here and thought we could have worse. We definitely could have worse when it comes to the board, but we definitely could have better. So yeah, no, I'm not against that. And I say when it comes to Moyes, I feel like it's probably time for him to move on in the summer. I never thought he had done enough to deserve being sacked mid-season. But end of the season, for next season, probably it's time for him to move on. Moyes declined 2 defenders, 3 attackers, and 3 wingers in January, purely because he wanted Phillips. I hate Sullivan, Anti and Sterling were offering up players, and he said no to all. Yeah, you don't know for a fact. That's the thing, though, because I've heard stuff like that as well, but I don't know that for a fact. But yeah, there's reasons. There's reasons. Has he made a mistake with Phillips? 100%. That is a mistake. It is. But Moyes is fussy. Every manager, you're expecting this to be unique to David Moyes. Like any manager, they will be presented with probably 10, 12 players. And then they will look at that list and they'll think, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. They will go through it and they will choose. That will happen with every single manager. This is not unique to Moyes. There's a lot of things people blame Moyes for that are unique, that are not unique to Moyes. They happen in everything, and that's one of them. Moyes is not going to like every single player. He's going to look at the player and think, no, I don't think they would suit my system. I don't think that they would work. I don't like their attitude. I don't think they work hard enough. You know, he's going to have his own personal opinion, just like every single manager in the Premier League would. Every single one. The difference is Chelsea can put 20, 50 million pound players. We can't. Well, yeah, no, they can, but their players haven't really exactly been performing. No, my argument is not the players that they've got for the amount of money. It's if the amount of injuries that they've had. They have all these injuries. If we had all those injuries, we would be screwed. Imagine we had 11 players that could play in the first team out. 11. Who the hell would we play? We literally would be playing the development squad. Literally, like that's what it would be. Pretty much the development squad, and that's why having a decent sized squad is very important, because you just never know what's coming up. You never know what's coming up. Helen, will the fans ever get back on the same page? Fan base is so toxic at the moment. No. Helen, but I think this, yeah, again, what you're seeing at West Ham, we see it a lot because we're West Ham United fans and we're on West Ham social media, but I'm pretty sure this happens a lot. I know Arsenal very like this as well, very divided with their, you've got some in the Arsenal ones, not so much about Big Ange, but some players and things like that. Chelsea, their fan base, very split at the moment, but yeah, it is very toxic at the moment. And that's one of the reasons I feel like Moyes has got. We need a fresh start. We need a new manager, because maybe it would create a kind of reset a little bit. Not with the hardcore ones, because you've got your hardcore Moyes in and your more hardcore Moyes out people who are going to stick to their guns and play on that for as long as they can, even when Moyes is gone. But there will be a lot that will go, do you know what? That was over. Let's move on. Let's give this new manager a chance. And then they'll probably be divided over the new manager too, right there. They probably will. You'll be the ones that want to give him a chance or give him time, and then they'll be the ones that's like, no, let's just get rid of him and try someone new. You're always going to have toxic elements in a fan base. It's just made worse by social media. It's always been there. Social media highlights it a lot more, which is really fun. I mean, stop blaming Moyes. He will probably go into the season in a way. I think he's done well for us, and yeah, he's made some mistakes, but he's done more good than bad. Don't you think? I'm not blaming. I point out Moyes' mistakes, but I also point out what Moyes has done. I think Moyes has done a fantastic job at West Ham United. I think he has. I think he's been one of our best managers ever. I do. He's delivered consistency. He's raised expectations at the club. I think he's done a great job overall. Got us a European trophy, you know, forever grateful to the man. But there's a lot of things he doesn't do right. There's a lot of things that frustrate me. So I'm going to point out the good and I'm going to point out the bad. I always will. There are some things that are Moyes' fault, and there's some things which I think Moyes gets blamed for which are not his fault. That's what I say. As I say, I'm kind of I sit in that middle bit where I see both points of view. Chelsea didn't play Caicedo. Caicedo played yesterday. Enzo and Levier say Caicedo played yesterday. Pretty sure he did. Enzo didn't. Levier didn't. Levier doesn't play for Chelsea at all. For midfield not being used in an important Premier League game. We're not able to do that. Yeah, but Enzo's injured. Levier's injured. It's not a choice for Chelsea, that. Caicedo did play, though. 2 years ago, which made Balderman never learned from Deja vu was 2 years ago, which means Balderman manager never learned from then. So, for their ambition to move on and challenge the top clubs. No, I do feel like our club doesn't learn from its mistakes because we see the same mistakes being made year and year again. Are you talking about like same mistake as keeping Moyes on too? Because I don't think it was a mistake keeping Moyes on. I don't think it was a mistake keeping Moyes for this season. I don't. But that's my personal opinion. I think it'll be a mistake if we keep him for next season. That's where I sit at the moment. And I think a lot more people are coming up. Evening, happy hammerheads. You keep joining my live as I'm about to end it. What's going on? Do you not like me anymore? Oh, jam windows. Yeah, we do not learn our lessons in jam windows. But you're right. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. We completely messed it up. Was a good January window giving us a better chance against Bayer Leverkusen in the first leg? I don't think so. Would it have given us a better chance in the second leg? Yeah, probably. Yeah, and would it have helped us through that difficult period in January and February? Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, we made mistakes in January, no doubt. We did. Don't remember when Curbs, Pardew, Zola, Bilic were managers that the fan base was toxic. It seemed to start with Allardyce and got worse. Social media. Social media had. But I know people who really didn't like Zola. I know people that really like Zola. I remember through the Pardew era, I wasn't a massive fan of Pardew, but there was other fans that really loved him. Curbs was okay. Bilic, I thought, was given should have been given more time, but he wasn't. But there was some that wanted him out a lot earlier. So there's always been there. It's the social media that amplifies it. Because of your Twitters, because of your YouTubes and your TikToks and your things like that. Social media is great for so many things. But one thing it does terribly is it gives people a platform to say the things that they want to say, but they wouldn't usually say to other people. You know, they can stay anonymous. People can write what they really feel on social media because they know if they say it out in public, they might get a slap or something. So it gives people confidence to say things they wouldn't usually say in public. That's the bad thing. And that's where you get a lot more toxicity from these days. Just out of curiosity, how many clubs would keep Moyes, or how many would have kept him after winning 2 league games? But look at this season. How many managers have been sacked this season? How many? Well, you've had who has been sacked this season actually? Because Hodgson was sacked, wasn't, I don't know, self-retired maybe. You had the Sheffield United manager, and that was it, really. But I think I don't think there would be. I mean, look, you've got to look at Chelsea, right? They've had Pochettino. They've been in a worse position than us for the majority of this season. They didn't sack him. You look at the other clubs above us, and you're like, well, maybe they would, like the Arsenals and the Man Cities and stuff like that. Man United, very up and down, very inconsistent. They haven't got rid of Ten Hag. And they could end up being around the same level as us. So I would actually say that, no, I don't think any Premier League club around our area would have got rid of Moyes this season, not during the season, not during this run of form. Because we look at our run of form, and yeah, it's not brilliant. But Brighton are in a bad run of form at the moment. Wolves are very inconsistent at the moment. Loads of teams, Man United, very inconsistent at the moment. You know, there's a lot of teams. We look at us and think, yeah, we've only had 2 league games, 2 wins in 16 games. if we go and have a look at the form table, you'd probably see that we're not actually that low compared to all the other teams in the league. You know, yeah, we're not great, but no one else has been either. So it happens at every club. I'm not saying it's great. It's not an excuse or anything like that, but I don't think any club would have got rid of Moyes at the moment. It just doesn't happen. Anyone you'd particularly like in the summer? What, players, managers? I mean, players, there's a whole load. I mean, like, I'd like Solanke. I'd love to get in a player like Max Kilman in the defence because we really, really need to improve our defence for next season. I like Leif Davis, Ipswich. I like Jack Clark of Sunderland. Solanke up front. I think he would probably be better than Tony personally if we could get him in. More Gibbs White. I think he would be a good player, maybe a good replacement for Paquetá. Yeah, there's quite a few actually. There is a few. Probably won't sign any of them, but yeah, that's just some that just come to mind. That's the best comment I've seen on Table Days. Thank you. Seeing you walk along with Russ on Sunday, like watching Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Schwarzenegger's a lot bigger than me. No, I'm not saying this is that Danny DeVito. No, Danny DeVito, you're definitely shorter than Russ. Don't ever be afraid to say hello to me, though, if you're out in public. I had a couple of people wave at me at the weekends outside London Stadium to go, "You all right?" And I just go, "You all right, Matt?" I have no idea who these people are. I go hi back because I don't want to be rude. But if you do see me and you want to say hi, come say hi. Introduce yourself, saying I'm that person on here. And I go, "Oh, cool." I do like it when people do that. I like to meet you guys. I don't bite unless you ask. That's the spirit. Let's get behind them on Thursday. You never know. You never know. Leverkusen they are good. They are good. But no, you're right. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. Anything could happen. Damien. Noble looked like a very natural coach in the video that came out today. Would have liked it to be in the first team this season a lot more. There's a possibility that he could be something he does in the future. Maybe he's going to work more with the youth. But yeah, I saw that too. He did look good. Everything I say at the games every week to clarify, because I want them for the best rest of this. No. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with wanting the best for what you feel is the best for the club. Nothing wrong at all. I wasn't accusing you of like being one of these social media people that just say the things that they wouldn't usually say. There are a lot of those, and it tends to be the ones that maybe are a little bit more controversial. That wasn't directed at you, Sean. Honestly, that comment was not directed at you. It was just a general comment about general people. Fan base is maybe 25% in, 35% out, 40% middle ground, only extremes get. Yeah, well, that's the same with everything. I think the extremists always get the people who shout the loudest get here the most. They do. So to me, that's our issue. In my opinion, accepting 2 wins in 6 seasons. No, it's not good enough. I totally agree with that. Not good enough. You're right there, GP. Anyway, right, we could go on with this all night. I've actually got other things I need to do tonight before I go to bed. Believe it or not, I'm going to be up for another few hours yet. So, yeah, the live kind of started a lot longer with Russ and Anne, which was a great chat. It's good to change it up a little bit occasionally, isn't it? Definitely. Anyway, I'm going to make a move now. But thank you all guys for coming on. If you're at the stadium on Thursday and you see me, don't be afraid to say hi. I am going to be doing a match review over on my YouTube channel, which I do have a YouTube channel now. Where is it? Going on the bottom there. West Ham Fan 86, West Ham Addicts. You know, I do match reviews, match previews, match vlogs. I'm starting that up on my YouTube page. Very early thing. So if you want to head over there and say hi, you can. I'm also available on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter as well. So yeah, if you want to follow me on any of those platforms, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to go now. I hope you all have a fantastic evening, fantastic day, and hopefully we will see a hell of a much better performance on Thursday than what we saw on Sunday, because that was shocking. I do not want to see that again. We probably will, but hopefully not on Thursday. Hopefully not. Anyway, have a good evening all. See you later.